So many questions I want to ask you. I haven't spoken to you since this conflict began. But let's just focus, if we may, on the economy. Of course, the most important thing about what's happening is the military conflict and the humanitarian fallout. But what role do you think economics is playing in this East-West standoff?
Well, at the moment, it is the main weapon that we in the West have at our disposal for stopping Putin from doing what he's doing right now. We had hoped that the threat of sanctions would be a sufficient deterrent to stop him invading Ukraine, but he had clearly priced in some form of sanctions already and was determined to go ahead. So the question which is before us today, and which I hope is being discussed in the series of international meetings that are taking place across the water, is what more can be done to stop him on his barbarous path, because what we are doing at the moment is clearly not enough. Having said that, this is not sanctions. Economic measures don't bring instant results. And I think the best that we can hope, and let's put it as crudely as necessary, is the slow strangulation of the Putin regime, leading to a situation in which his own people will say to him, Vova, this is enough. Get out. We need another leader.
So, Christopher, if I may, you're an ambassador, former ambassador. You have huge diplomatic experience. Are you surprised at how galvanised, if you like, how coherent, how united the Western response has been? The Swiss, the Japanese coming in with the US and the UK to impose really pretty harsh sanctions on the Russian economy.
Yeah, I am surprised at the speed with which these things happen. I think the most surprising thing of all, Liam, has been the astonishing about turn by the German government to reverse decades of policy on defense budgets, arming themselves, playing a military role inside the European Union. That is the biggest U-turn of the lot. On the other hand, there are some very big loopholes in the economic measures that have been taken. Now, sure, they show us a sign of unexpected union, and we'll see more of this today after all these meetings. But I was a bit shocked yesterday to read in a German newspaper, the Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung, that actually the SWIFT measures taken by the European Union only cover 25% of Russian banks, and exclude, for example, the biggest, which is Gazprom Bank, I think I'm right in saying that, and the second biggest, Sberbank.
Indeed.
And they cover relatively small banks. And that the other thing that the Frank says, this is not a British diplomat speaking here, this is a serious German newspaper. It says, and the European Union will do nothing to touch or damage supplies of gas, of oil, or of coal. So, you know, we've done a lot, but we could do a damn sight more.